All right, well, now we get through to the time in the evening where I can sit back and learn a whole lot of stuff tonight. And it's my absolute pleasure to introduce you and bring to you Ben Jones. So Ben is, he's been an online marketer in that online space for quite a number of years now. And he runs an agency, Titan Agency, which deals with clients and customers who are advertising on YouTube. So he's from Perth, over in the west coast of Australia. He's a happy husband, which is great, and he's got 4 children. It obviously keep him sort of fairly busy running them back and forward from school and events and all that sort of thing, I would imagine. All of ours are growing up now, so they get themselves around these days. So he calls himself, well, he is, I don't know if he calls himself this, but he is a serial entrepreneur. He's had a number of businesses. He's really a marketer and investor with lots and lots of ideas and lots of kids, which for the last 14 years has given him an unshakable optimism for young people and the future of entrepreneurship. So he gets to, he's not always online. So he's one of these people that, you know, being online helps him to create his lifestyle. And when he's not online, you'll see him fishing or prospecting or diving, doing some of those fun things in life as well too. But when it comes to getting stuff done, he is running one of his 3 thriving businesses. Those businesses are Youth and Business, Titan Marketer, and Complete Prospecting. So tonight, Ben is here to come and talk to us about how to get more sales with YouTube ads, even if you're a newbie. So let's give Ben a big, warm, rousing round of applause.
All right, very cool. Thank you so much, Nick, for the nice and warm introduction. Great to be here with you all. I thank you all for your time. That is the most valuable asset you could share with me, and your attention. So I promise to deliver as much as I can this evening. So what I'd like to do in the chat is I'd like to leave this as a pretty free-flowing presentation. So if you've got questions, type them in straight away. Just to get us kicked off, let us know who here, just so I can tailor it for the audience. Give me like a 1 if you've done YouTube ads before in some way. Maybe if you're spending over $1,000 or something like that already. If you haven't done YouTube ads before, maybe you're just starting out, give me a 2. Or if you've never heard of YouTube ads before, just give me a 3 in the chat so I can let you know where we're at. So a bunch of 2s, that's cool. Well done, Nick. 2s. All right. So also familiar with it as a concept, so that's great. A couple of 3s, 2.5. There's always someone with a decimal, so well done, Paul. All right, cool. So let's jump straight in. And now if you've got any questions at all about YouTube ads or anything, just type them in and I'll do my best to answer them as we go through the presentation today. So let's jump straight into it. Let's see if I can share my screen. Okay. Can you guys see that? It should come up with a masterclass. Yep, it's all working. Fantastic. It's nice when technology plays the game. So let's jump into it. So basically what I want to be sharing with you guys today is our 5-step YouTube ad system. Basically what we want to do is learn how to create winning ads, set up our targeting, build awesome campaigns, set up omnipresent retargeting, and of course, talk about how to scale and grow. So I'll be sharing all of that with you throughout the presentation today. Now, I do have a bunch of bonuses I'm going to be sharing with everyone for attending at the end of the masterclass. So first up, we're going to be giving out YouTube ads profitability calculators. Let me ask you guys, who'd like to know if they were profitable with YouTube ads before they spent $1 on ads? Okay. Yep. If that's you, that is for you. So pretty much every single type of online business or business in general, we've got a calculator for that, and we can work out exactly how profitable you are before you start. Now, pro tip, you do want to have a minimum 3 times return on ad spend. So if you've never heard that before, if you're spending $1 on ads, you need to be making at least $3 before you can really go and spend money on ads, and this will help you do that. Plus, we're going to be showing you how to create your first ad. So we're going to give you a full script writing checklist, how to structure your ad completely, including the script writing template so you can write your first ad. Who'd like to write their first YouTube ad and get that kicked off and running as soon as possible? Yep, that's how we do that. And then I'm actually going to take you into, we've put every single targeting option known to man together inside of YouTube ads. And we're going to show you exactly how to target your dream client with YouTube advertising. I think there's 4,700 of them, but who'd like to know exactly which ones are going to be the most profitable when you build your campaigns? Fantastic. So I'm going to be giving you all of that throughout the presentation. At the end, you'll get all of those resources to get you started. The reason we do that, we want to give as much value as possible because we know that we can really help clients who are already profitable with their marketing or just getting there. And then we can take them to the next level. So there's more people I can help get their marketing correct and set up, the better it is for everybody. So the first thing that's really cool is who'd like $600 worth of free YouTube ad credit just for getting started? Throw down, yep, $600 worth of ads. Now, if you go and create a new Google Ads account and link it to a Google My Business, you will get $600 free ad credit when you spend $600. So basically your first $600 spend, you can have on Google. So the great thing is today I'm going to be showing you how to create ads and campaigns. You guys can go in there and just pretty much start off, get your first $600 and make some sales before you go. So it's a really nice testing budget, I think, that YouTube's got going at the moment. It used to be like $50 or $100, but in the last month or two, they've, for some reason, doing a bit of a drive for more people to come across. So $600. So that's pretty cool. Let me know who's excited by that, who thinks that that's cool. I can get started for $600 and go from there, right? Now, let's get straight into the presentation. I want to be as real, open, as transparent as humanly possible. Basically, I have nothing to sell here. Basically, the only things that you can grab off me are a free YouTube ad strategy call. So if you like what I say and you'd like to be able to learn how to put it all together, we can have a chat on a call. Other than that, we do have a 3-day live event coming up on the weekend, this weekend on the Gold Coast, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to be running you through how to build YouTube ads campaigns. We're going to give you a whole workbook and build out your first ads and your first campaigns and get you all set up and running over a 3-day period. It is just $47 for 2 tickets. It is a capped room. We do have a couple of tickets left. We want to make sure that we can work individually with everyone who is coming. So tickets may run out on that one. So if you're interested in that, go through and have a look. That's really all I have to give you guys tonight. But what I'm going to do now is show you exactly how this all comes together. So here's the deal. The smart money is moving to YouTube advertising and it's becoming more popular. And here are a few reasons why. Basically, YouTube has more daily users than Facebook as far as a social media platform, but it's also the second largest search engine on the planet. And for example, if you went and combined Yahoo and Bing and AOL and all the other search engines and put them into one big ball, YouTube search would still be bigger than all of them combined. So absolutely massive in terms of being able to get in front of intent audiences. Now, the other cool thing in terms of ad budget spent, only about 20% of the ad budget that gets spent on Facebook, similar amount of users, gets spent on YouTube every year, which basically positions it for a really, it's sort of the beginning of the opportunity of getting onto YouTube advertising before it gets really saturated. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, basically YouTube ads are pretty much a once in a lifetime opportunity. Now, who's going to come across this? Like the ad platforms have a bit of a, I guess you'd call it an adoption curve, if you will. Okay. So where are most people and most people's budget and attention at the moment? So about 78% of marketers use search. We have 89% of marketers using email. And of course, 93% of marketers are using Facebook ads. Now, here's the deal. Search ads are super expensive. Open rates aren't what they used to be. And you know, Facebook is about as reliable as a politician's promise. Okay. So the other thing with that is what's really excited is that most businesses at the moment are actually not on YouTube yet. There are a bunch of corporates, even marketers. I couldn't even get a stat on how many marketers are on YouTube yet. And if you talk to most people out there, you know, if you spoke to 10 or 20 business owners, I'd be very surprised if you got one person who said, I'm advertising on YouTube at the moment. And the reason for that is there is a bit of a, in terms of coming on, it's not the same as Facebook. It's completely different. And you do need to have a different set of skills to put that together, right? But what's exciting is at the moment, YouTube ads really are the lifetime of an opportunity because they're at the beginning of that adoption curve, if that makes sense. So here's the deal. Like, let's be honest. If you've been in marketing for a while, we all wish we got into email back in the 90s or search back in the early 2000s or Facebook a decade ago. If we had have jumped in on those platforms at that time, I'm pretty sure your business would be 2 or 3x where it is today. And I guess this is exactly where YouTube ads is positioned at the moment. And what I'd love for you guys to do is to be rewarded as an early adopter of YouTube advertising. So let me know, is that all making sense so far, guys? Give us a 1 or a yay in the chat if it is. If you've got any questions at this point, let me know. I'd like to make this kind of as interactive as possible. Yep, 1. Cool. Thank you, everybody. Nice. So here's the next question is, will YouTube ads work for me? And that's probably what I get asked from every business owner who I talk to about YouTube advertising. Here's just a few industries that we work with, everything from real estate to high-end consultants to coaches, people speaking from stage, e-commerce brands, photographers, you name it. Oh, you name it, we work with them in terms of YouTube advertising. And YouTube ads will work for any industry or any business. What really matters though is how profitable business that you have in terms of being able to market. Okay, it's not the industry or the niche or anything like that. And that's why we really focus on getting those calls down, those calculators, so people know what they're up for before they get started, right? So it really doesn't matter. It's not an industry specific thing. It's not a niche thing at all. YouTube ads will work for any industry that you're in if you're willing to, you know, get out there and start getting some returns from paid advertising. So here's just one slide on me. So this is actually me and Marcus. So this presentation is actually me and my business partner, Marcus, so you can see that. But basically, look, I'm a serial entrepreneur, founder of Titan Marketer. I've also founded another business called Youth in Business. You can see me speaking there. We teach kids how to create successful businesses before they leave school. So if that's something you're interested, do a quick Google on Youth in Business. Absolutely amazing. We've got kids buying houses and millionaire kids and you name it. It's absolutely off the charts. That is a big passion drive of mine, but we're talking about YouTube ads tonight. So YouTube ads, basically spent well over $1 million on YouTube ads in the last 12 months. I have a full Google partner agency and I'm certified on YouTube as far as Google goes to be able to talk to you about YouTube ads and things like that. So here's just a few examples of people that we work with. Again, this is just one slide and we'll get straight into it. But basically this is Dr. Sampson, dental practitioner who's exploded his businesses. This is Ash. He actually runs a retail business, so people just foot traffic getting into store. He's been able to add an extra 6 figures onto his top line in the first quarter of the year. We have Jody, who's been able to hire a bunch more staff and get another location. Sarah, who's been able to get 9 times return on ad spend for his cricket coaching. We have Steve Eagle, who does 19 times return on ad spend with YouTube advertising. What's really cool is he uses a big Facebook ad agency as well, which is really good, but we get better results with YouTube, which is nice. Rev, so he's been able to cut his leads cost in half. A solar company, they're doing really, really well. Lillian, now she was a travel agent in the middle of COVID and her business was just about all over and was able to do $1 million during COVID as a travel agent with YouTube ads. So that's, and the reason for that is the targeting, and we'll get into that a little bit more of how that works. You may know Ian Marsh or Darren Stevens. We've been able to help them grow their businesses as well, do 8K of spend and to 150K in sales. And maybe you've heard of Andrew and Daryl Grant. We run their market, their YouTube stuff as well, being able to get them a 17 times return on ad spend. So that's just a little bit about who we help and how it works. But basically, what I want you to take away from this is YouTube ads will work for you if you're willing to get out there. It really doesn't matter on the industry. You can get some really cool results. So let's get straight into what it is I want to teach you about YouTube ads. The first step is we're going to be showing you how to create winning ads that convert. So let me know in the chat, like who here has tried to create a YouTube ad before or had a crack at it? Let me know if that's you. Just give us a 1 or a yay in the chat. It is a little daunting and I'm going to be sharing with you, oh, thanks, Margaret. I'm going to be sharing with you like a structure that really, really works. And I think you're going to get heaps out of it. Not yet, not yet. A couple of like twos. Yeah. Thanks, Azim, Jane. So let me share with you a couple of the mistakes that we see a lot of people make when they come to YouTube advertising. The first one is they try and treat YouTube like Facebook advertising. And what they do is they'll try and run a successful video Facebook ad, only targeting interest audiences with some sort of salesy video and then wonder why it doesn't work. Okay, so that's usually what we find happens with a lot of people coming from one platform to the next. And it makes sense, right? Like you got something working, one message working somewhere, why not try it on the next platform? The other problem we have is people who just throw money at the wall, or even worse, hoping and praying to the marketing gods for results with no real clear strategy or process of how to put YouTube ads together. Now, here's what you need, and I'd write this one down. To have a correctly structured YouTube ad that converts. And to do that, you're going to need to only speak to your dream client, so get your targeting right and your messaging. This is really key. Educate or help them in some way. So provide them with some value. Like, don't just get that salesy Facebook ad that's like, hey, buy my stuff, it's really cool. It just won't work on YouTube. And get them to take the action. So make sure there's a call to action that's very, very clear on how that works with the arrows to the buttons, okay? That makes a big difference. Cool. So there's 4 main parts to a YouTube ad, Okay. And as far as I'm aware, we're the only people that teach the structure, and it works really, really well. One is the hook. So when I'm talking about a YouTube ad, I'm talking about like a pre-roll ad. Who's seen those ads on YouTube where you're like watching it and you're waiting to get to your content and you're just waiting to hit that skip button in the first 5 seconds, right? We've all been there waiting to hit that skip button. Now, this is why the hook's so important, because this is what happens in the first 5 seconds. So you need to grab them away from watching whatever is there on YouTube into what it is that you're doing. The next thing that you want to do is an elevator pitch. Now, if you haven't heard of an elevator pitch before, because I know we've got a big group of people, just be patient while I explain it a little. Let's say, for example, I work in a corporate high-rise building and I'm on like level 3 and I want to get a promotion to maybe level 5. So what I'd do is I'd go in the elevator all the way up to level 10 and I'd meet with the CEO. And as far as that elevator pitch goes all the way to the bottom of the floor, probably a couple of minutes, I've got to pitch why I should get that promotion. Okay. And that's where the term elevator pitch comes. So it's a very short sales pitch. Okay. So you want to put a very short sales pitch at the beginning of your ad, and I'll show you why that's very important in the next slide. Then you want to do the story. Okay. This is where you need to entertain or educate in some way. A very large percentage of the actual searches that happen on YouTube start with the words how to. Okay. So if you can be the answer to the how to that people are typing in your ad, you're going to provide value to people, which is going to bring them to your website, right? Or entertain them in some way if you're funny or something like that. And then the close, call to action, right? Get them to sign up for your webinar, buy your product, look at get a quote with you, whatever it is that you want to promote. This is where you have then earned the right to close, if that makes sense. Cool. Now, who'd like to know how the money works? Because that's the important part, right? So it's all fun until we work out how the money works. Now, what's really exciting about YouTube ads is the first 30 seconds is free or until clicked. So who'd like to get their message out there for 30 seconds for free? Who thinks that's pretty fun, right? Yeah. So on Facebook, the best you're going to do is 3 to 15 seconds if you're running like a 3-play campaign or something like that. So you literally get double the amount of time on YouTube to promote your business for free. Now, if we've got 30 seconds, what do you think would be a great thing to put in that 30 seconds? The elevator pitch, right? If you've got people who've hung around to listen to you pitch a little bit about your product, like really quick, do you think that if they then hang around for the story that you're going to get a higher quality click to your website? Okay. And yeah, it works very, very well. The other question I get asked is, oh, well, Ben, what if they skip? Do I get charged for that? Here's the thing. The skip button is your friend. If they skip, it costs you nothing. Okay. So basically, if they skip, it doesn't cost you anything. It's free for the first 30 seconds. And then after that, if they hang around after the close, you're able to get a very good quality click to your website. Who thinks that would be way more powerful than someone just scrolling around through Facebook looking at cats and what people ate for dinner, right? So this is the power of YouTube ads, and this is why it converts so well, because you've been able to explain your business in a video format and been able to help people before they even get to your website, okay? So we're going to be sharing with you a script writing template to map this all out, okay? So if you want to write out your ads, this is how it works. Now you'll see here that you'll see the 4 different bits. You'll see the hook, the elevator pitch, the story, and the close. Now, a big question is, well, how long should my YouTube ad be? Look, there is no wrong or right answer there, but if it's over 3 minutes, it'll cost you more, okay? So if it's over 3 minutes, you have to have a very good ad to make that work. Otherwise, you really want to be somewhere between maybe 1.5 minutes and 3 minutes, okay? Usually is how that works. Now, what we've done is we've worked out roughly how many words go in each section for this, because what we do for the people that we work with or help is we get our copywriters to come in and write super awesome scripts, and we've worked out how many words have to go in each section and pretty much turn this into a massive science experiment, if that helps. So if you're writing it out in your template, just be mindful of the amount of words, speak it out. Yes. The other thing to notice is that in the elevator pitch, you do need to make sure that your close happens before that 30-second mark. Okay. That's that call to action. Okay. That's very, very key. Now, what we've also done to make sure that you get that script right is given you a full checklist to make sure that you know what goes in each section. Okay. So let me know who thinks that's helpful in terms of writing out a YouTube ad. Yeah. Awesome. Optimum length, Margarita. Yeah. So about that 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes to your question there in the chat. So is that all making sense so far, guys? Before I move on, just give me a yay in the chat or a question or anything if you've got one. Yay, thanks, Fred. Awesome, 100%. All right, cool. Great, thanks. Yep, nice. So let's move on. The next thing we get asked is, look, if I have to create YouTube ads or video ads, they have to be hell hard. Creating video sucks, okay? And we hear this a lot. But here's the thing, keep your ads super simple. So these are ads that we shoot, preferably if you can do it on sunset. That's a pro tip. So you can see the ones of Marcus there with like the shadow on his face and that. If you're going to do any outside, do it like I do in sunset because it's heaps better. Plus I get sunburnt real quick. So for me, that works really nicely, okay? And inside works nicer. This is just my office over here with a whiteboard. Some of my whiteboard ads have outperformed any of the cool ads that we've done with any of the other ones. So really, really simple ads work very, very well. In terms of equipment, you don't need any of it. All you need is a phone and a gimbal to make that work. So you can pick up a gimbal like that for about $100 from Dick Smith or JB Hi-Fi or something like that. Strap your phone in and away you go. The other thing that you'll probably need, and I don't know if I have it in here, just give me a second. These are hell cool. It's not in my presentation. I have to chuck it in there. So if you're creating any ads, what we do is we use these Rode Go mics. Have you guys seen these before? If you haven't seen them before, go grab one. They're really cool. So one will go on your shirt and they're totally wireless, and the other one can go on your phone. They're about 100, 200 bucks. They have a range of 50 meters. Absolutely fantastic. So couldn't recommend them highly enough. But that would be about it. Okay, so for the sake of a couple of $100, you can have a full setup to create really cool ads, if that makes sense. Okay, so the mic is called a Rode Go. So R-O-D-E, and then the word go. So I'm a bit of a fan of the Rode mic, if you can't tell. So cool. So be the real you. Here's the thing, on YouTube, this is not television and it's not Facebook, okay? Don't go creating any Hollywood ads. You want to do business, want to do people with business, people want to do business with real people, okay? So what you want to do is provide value and credibility in a relatable way that leads to high levels of trust and conversion. Who thinks that being the real you and authentic around your product or service is going to go a lot further than the polished ad, okay? And we see this all the time. And think about the content on YouTube. It's not high end, okay? It's people literally like this talking into their microphone or whatever it is. And it's, you know, it outstrips television in terms of views, okay? So with your content and your messaging, that's, you know, be a real person, be relatable, and you'll do heaps more business, okay? So that pretty much wraps up ads. Oh, thank you, Michael Reed. That's amazing for putting that link in there. You're a star. So let me know, guys, if that makes sense on ads. Is there any other questions on ads? If you're all good, just give me a yay in the chat box and I'll move on to how to target. Thanks, Maria. That's cool. Awesome. Yay, yay, yay. All right, cool. Love your work, guys. If you've got any comments, chat them in as we go through. Now, the next thing I'm going to be sharing with you is probably the most powerful thing in terms of paid marketing that's happened this century, okay? And hardly anyone knows about it, so which is really fun. So hold tight and I'll be sharing that with you in a sec. And the reason that we can deliver that to you guys is because Google knows more about you than what you realize. And as my business partner Marcus would say, you're in a relationship with Google, whether you like it or not, and divorce isn't an option, okay? So let's have a look. Browser history and Chrome. If you're using Chrome, they know everything you're searching. They know all your Google searches. They know your location. They know what YouTube videos you watch. They know what websites you visit. They know what your calendar appointments are. They know what your Google Photos and Google Drive documents are. They know what apps you've downloaded. They even record your voice every time you say, hey, Google. And they know everything you purchase online. And they even can read all your emails in Gmail and all your attachments, okay? Now, that's a lot of information for one company to have on you. And if you actually go to Google, you can type in what data does Google have on me, or my data on Google, and you can download it. I downloaded mine. It was hundreds of thousands of documents. It'll totally blow your mind in terms of what they can target. So as a human, who thinks that's kind of scary? That is kind of a scary concept. As a, what's really nice though, as a marketer, it's pretty exciting. Okay, so it's a double-edged sword there. Yeah. I hate it, but right. Yeah, it is kind of cool. So, whoop, wrong button. here's the thing. Now that you can access that data, what you can do is you can even target people right down to, do they have their credit card out looking for my product and service? And who'd like the idea of being able to do that? Literally be able to target people with their credit card out, ready to go around what it is that you're purchasing or buying, okay? And I'm not joking, and I'll show you exactly how this works. So when people try to escape Facebook, here's what they do. They target people just like they would on Facebook. They grab that genuine interest, and they won't put any income targeting in it. They won't do any intent targeting, and they'll just try and target people based on interest. Now, the thing with YouTube is that's a very narrow field of marketing, and why that's fantastic, you know, in terms of just going away from broad things like television and newspapers, it's not as detailed as it could be. Now, here's the thing with Facebook. Basically, you're relying on Facebook to decide if they can afford your product or if they're ready to buy. And this has all been made worse with the iOS update, because let's be real, Facebook actually doesn't have the data that Google has in terms of being able to track people. They buy third-party data, and it ends badly when Apple takes it away. So what happens is we are currently engaged in a war of attention. So to get conversions, this is what I would suggest. Use YouTube ads to, yes, target that genuine interest like you would on Facebook. Then what you want to do is layer it out by people who have what I would call the means to invest. Who would love it if they could just show their ads to people who could afford their products or services? Okay. Now that's going to take away pretty much the biggest objection that most people have in any sales process is, I just can't afford it right now. Okay. And the next biggest objection that you'll hear is, it's just not the right time. Okay. Now, we overcome both of those with targeting people by how much income they make, and also by what intent actions or what actions they're taking online. So very, very cool. Now, how do we do that? How does it all come down? So first step we want to do is reach people with that genuine interest. And what I'd like to do is share like a little story about me and how this kind of all works. But before I do, is this making sense so far? Just give me a yay if this is all making sense. So I know that you guys are all good. Yep. Great, cool. All right, so interest targeting. This is this top level targeting that you would usually do with platforms like Facebook, okay? Now, here's the thing. If I was on Facebook, you might target me for the following. I would love to have a Gulfstream one day. It does cost $57 million, but it is a life goal of mine because I watch a bit of Grant Cardone and I think that's cool, right? Here's the next bit. I'd love to get a new boat, because if you've got a boat, you always want a bigger one, right? That's just the way it is. And I'd like to take the family on an overseas holiday. We recently just got back from New Zealand on a ski trip, but of course my wife is planning the next one as soon as we get home, okay? So there's some things that you would target me on Facebook for, or that would be things that I would be interested in, if that makes sense. Now, do I have the means to invest to pull that off? So let's have a look. Basically, Google then and YouTube, Google and YouTube are the same, is they're going to find out, well, how much money does Ben have? Well, Ben, as it turns out, can't afford to drop 57 million on a Gulfstream just yet. Okay. So they're probably not going to show me ads on that. The other thing that's cool is, can I afford a new boat? Well, yes, I can. So that's exciting. And can I afford to take the family on a holiday? Well, of course I can, right? Now, so now all of a sudden I've stopped, you know, YouTube has stopped showing ads to me on stuff that I can't afford. Now think about the ads that you've got at the moment. Wouldn't it be cool if you could stop showing your ads to people who couldn't afford your stuff? Okay. And next up is, are they ready? Am I ready to buy these things? Okay. So at the moment, let's have a look at what I'm searching for, or what my intent actions are. So intent actions are the actions that I'm taking online. So as it turns out, I might watch YouTube videos on boats and diving and fishing and all of that stuff. Okay. But what I'm not doing is I'm not looking at this model boat with the word price in Google search, or I'm not visiting boatsales.com, or I'm not actually looking for or boat dealerships near me. I'm not typing that into Google search. So they know that I'm interested, but I'm not ready to buy. And who thinks that's a cool distinction that you know, Google and YouTube ads can make, is they can target people, not just what they're interested in, but if they're ready to take the buying actions. Okay. And to me, I think that's just next level mind breaking when it comes to advertising. Okay. Now, the next thing that we have here is, well, am I looking at a family holiday? Well, of course, my wife's always looking at family holidays. So she'll be looking at different Airbnbs and things to do with teenagers in different places, and, you know, what tours we can do and all of that stuff. So of course I see heaps of that stuff when I'm on YouTube or online and those sorts of things. But does that make sense in terms of, you know, how the targeting sort of breaks down, and that you can use it in your business as well? Cool. So for your YouTube advertising to convert, here's what you need to have. you need to target people who are genuinely interested in what you're offering, okay, can afford your products or services and have the money to invest. And lastly, they are ready to buy. They're taking those intent actions, ready to make a purchasing decision on what it is that you're offering, okay? Now, the next step to putting that together is, of course, having a YouTube ad that converts into sales, okay? So using that structure that we shared before, and I wanted to share with you kind of an embarrassing ad that I did that took off really well, okay? So this is an ad. I was literally sitting here with Marcus. We're up late just talking about business and ridiculous stuff. And he's like, oh man, you should hell do this ad. And I was like, okay, fine. So it was literally 2 o'clock in the morning. You can see my hair there looks completely ridiculous. And I shot this ad. And what was nice was this ad did really, really well. We ended up with, I think that was just one section of targeting. You know, you can see there's 83,000 views on that one ad as a minimum. I think we spent well north of 15 or 20 grand on that one ad because it just did really well. Now, what I wanted to stress here is that it's super easy to do. Like there was no, expensive camera gear, any of that. It was just, I knew the format and away I went. So here's the thing. If you're marketing to convert, have a genuine interest, have the means to invest, be ready to buy and create ads with the right message that are relatable, that help people, okay? Cannot stress that enough. Now, let me ask you, if you guys think if you did that, do you think that your YouTube advertising would be heaps better than just getting something that was working on Facebook and sticking it on YouTube? Okay. Very cool. Yep. All right. So credit card out targeting. Who thinks that if they did that, they could literally get to someone with their credit card out? Okay. Now at the beginning of when I'm doing this in the live room, I say to people, oh, who thinks they could do that? And then they're usually like, oh no, man, no way. And then after I run them through that, they're like, oh, that's amazing. I could literally get to people who are ready to buy my stuff right now. Okay. So let's have a 30,000 foot view at how this works and how you can apply it into your business. So what would be cool is type in a niche, or if you're looking at running YouTube ads, like what is a niche that you'd like to run through? And I'll do it on the example, sort of live off the top of my head. What could possibly go wrong there? And we'll see how that goes. So what niche are you guys in at the moment that you're looking at running YouTube ads for? And I'll try and map it out for you as we go through. All right. So Margarita's got business coaching. If I can have 3 or 4, I should be able to map them out. So what else you got? All right. Nice. So cat and dog anxiety, live streaming, funerals, paint and snips, digital strategy coaching. So we've got a few coaches, funerals, paint and sips. I'm not sure what that is. You give me a bit more. Oh, paint and sips. Okay, so art, I'm guessing something to do with art. Sorry, I'm not an artist. I failed art in high school, but I gave it a shot. Oh, paint. I'm guessing. Okay, book anthology. Okay, so I've got a couple.
Sorry, Ben, it's probably just easier for me to explain. It's a fun art class for people who are not arty.
Oh, perfect.
And like you have a glass of wine while you paint under the direction of the art. Yeah, paint and sip. Yeah.
Sick one. Yeah, that would be something that would be for me. So, all right, that makes sense. So art classes. All right, cool. Book anthology, creating remote working opportunities, location. All right. So let's see how many of these I can wrap into one thing. Okay. So the first thing we need to look at, and maybe write some of these down, guys. We've got a pen and paper. This is the time to be writing bits and pieces down. Is how can I target people here? What are their genuine interests? And other than the usual demographics, what topics, interests can I get after? Like what life events do they have going on? And I'll show you how to break this down in just a little second. But what's really fun here is like, if we were to do topics, so business coaching would be entrepreneurship, marketing, sales, those sorts of things, business. They would be some topics that they would be interested in. If we were to do dog and cat anxiety, you would do pets, pet owners, those sorts of things. Paint and art, so you would do artists, creatives, those sorts of people, or even people interested in art. I think that's a big one. Or craft might be a better one because then you can transition them over into art. What else we got here? Brand specialist. So again, a brand authority specialist. So this is, you might be doing things like, marketing, content strategies, those sorts of things. Book, how to write a book. So yeah, authors is where you would go there. creating remote working opportunities. So this would be people in employment. So life events, looking for people with employment. Authoring, so same as before. I think that's most of them. Gender, not too sure what to do with that one, Anthony. But I think that's most of the top line ones there. Oh, live streaming funerals, that would be a life event, okay? You can literally target that in the back end. So once we've got those sort of top level genuine interests like you would do on Facebook, the next thing that we want to do is layer them out by income. Now, depending on your niche, you can layer out from the top 10 all the way down to the 50 percentile on income owners, income levels in household income levels, okay? So what we want to do there is we want to make sure that we're only showing our ads to people who can afford it. So this is where we'd go, if you're selling something over $1,000, I can tell you now, top 30% income owners, okay? Because otherwise people just can't afford your stuff. So that's a straight up. If you're selling anything over $5,000, $10,000 or $20,000, you might want to be looking at, top 10 or top 20% income owners, okay? And if you're in real estate or something like that, or something related to finance to do with homes or houses or stuff, we find that the homeowners one works really, really well. Or if you're in solar or you're, installing stuff in people's houses, making sure they're a homeowner, just stops you showing people who's renting, for example, okay? Now intent. Before I get into intent, just give me like a yay in the chat box. Who thinks if they just did that, that would be better than any paid strategy that they are currently doing anywhere else? If they could just target by income and just get to the people who could afford their products based on their interests, that would be amazing. Yeah, massively. Yep. Cool. Now here's where it gets really fun, okay? This is where we do what's called in-market, okay? So in-market, Google search, intent, keywords, URL placements. These are all things that we call intent marketing. So what actions are people taking? So let me ask you, who here would love it if they could ethically and legally steal their competitors' traffic? Give me a yay. If it wasn't cool enough, like how can we make this even better? So there's two ways you can do this, okay, on YouTube. You cannot do this anywhere else. You can literally get your competitors' URLs, like websites for your competitors and stuff. Anyone visiting who goes and visits those URLs, show them your ad when they go to YouTube. Who thinks that's cool, right? That's amazing. That's literally the favoriteest thing I love to do of all time. Okay. The next one is placements. Okay. So they're called YouTube placements. Now you can put your ad on any YouTube channel or any YouTube video. Okay. So if you're a coach, consultant, or one of those, you could put it on, I don't know, Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, any of those, anyone watching those channels, they see your ad. Who likes the idea of being able to piggyback big brands like that with your ads? Now, if you're in like art, for example, or pets or anything like that, big pet channels, big art channels. What else do we have here? Authoring, like how to write a book channels or any of that. Anyone looking at that content, see your ads. Okay, pretty cool. So that's the first one. Oh, we'll come to that in a sec. The next one I want to share with you. So they're the two cool ways to actually get out and ethically steal your competitors' traffic. Okay, and they won't even know you're doing it, which is probably the coolest thing. Okay. Now, the next thing that I want to share with you guys is intent in terms of search, getting in front of people who are looking for what it is that you offer. So you can actually show your ads to people who are searching anything in YouTube. Okay. Like how to this, your business is a solution. When they search that into YouTube, they see your ad. Does that make sense? Hopefully you guys are getting that. What is really cool though, is you can actually get in front of people who are searching on Google search. Okay. Now, usually to get in front of people who are searching on Google search, you have to run Google search ads. Now you get about 15 characters and you have to put them at the top of Google and compete with the other 4 or 5 people who are in Google ads, right? And it's super expensive. Okay, we run them for people. Now, what's really fun is you can get those same people searching those things. However, when they go to YouTube, you can show them a YouTube ad. It will cost literally a quarter to a third of the price for the same click. And you get to actually show them a video ad for 30 seconds for free. Okay, so absolutely amazing intent audiences that you can get to your website. Okay, a couple more messages. Oh, do you need to have subtitles on your videos? Yes, you can do that, but I wouldn't do it as like hard coded. I'd have like the CC subtitles in your thing. So there's some cool things that you can do in terms of getting out in front of people. The last one I want to share with you guys there is what's called in market. So being able to actually get in front of people who are in market, ready to buy. Who'd like it if Google actually got big brackets of people who are in market, ready to buy, and, you know, based on categories, and you are able to actually show them, you know, your products or services. Okay. That's exactly what it is. They have pre-built buckets for you to go and market to. It's literally like fishing with a shotgun in a barrel. Okay. Because these are people ready to go. Okay. Now, who thinks that's cool? If they added the intent on, that would make the biggest difference in their marketing going forward if they're running any paid ads. Okay. Yep. For sure. Right. So what I wanted to do is bonus number 3, and I'm going to give this to who'd like to know every single targeting option that's available at the moment on YouTube and how you can quickly find who it is that you're looking for within that. So, because it is quite daunting, because there's, you know, 4,723 of them. I'll do a little live demo here if it's easier. I can actually get that happening for you. Let me, what's it called? YouTube audience, YouTube ads, YouTube audience list. Oh, there it is. Cool. Sorry, I didn't have this open. Usually I'll be like, hey guys, you get this, right? Is it a trick question? No, it's not a trick question. It's for real. Let's bring this over. Thanks for Zim though. So here we go. So here's all the different topics. Okay. So as you can see, these are our top line topics. It's every single one that's in the back of YouTube. We also have video lineups, detailed demographics. So like if they have kids, if they're moving, you know, what's going on with them, what company size they work for, all of that. In-market audiences, these are all the people who are in those buckets ready to buy whatever it is that you have. Heaps owe them. Life events, people who are looking at moving, getting married, having a new pet. So for the who was dealing with pets, you know, getting married, moving jobs, if the location one, looking for that, that's really cool. Retirement, all of that stuff, right? So business creation, you know, if they're creating a new business or whatever they're doing, that's really good for people working with startups, website companies, you know, brand new marketing agencies, that sort of thing. That works really well. And then of course, affinity audiences, this is what they're interested in. I don't know why they call it affinities. It's dumb, but it's basically interests. Okay. And app categories. So what apps they use. So for example, the apps that I like to go after are people who have the Facebook app on their phone. And then they come to my training and I say, hey, YouTube ads is better. So that's basically how that works. So let's have a look. Let's do something like business coaching. I think there was some business coaches on here. So we could do something like Control F, coaching. So sports coaching, there is business coaching in there. If we type in something like business, I just do Control F with this. It's a real quick way of doing it. Oh, have I spelled that right? Nope. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to type over my microphone. Cool. So business, you can say there's 154 different business people or business spaces or industries that you could go out to be able to target them. If you wanted to do something like, you know, mindset, I think we had some mindset people in there. Or mindfulness, I think it is. So yeah, religion, mindfulness, meditation, you can go out to a group of those. And of course you can do it, the people who are in market to buy this stuff, affinities and so on. So just go through, Control F, find the people that you're looking for, build your campaigns around that. Cool. Does that make sense? Is there any questions on that? Let me know. No, that's all making sense. Excellent. So what I'll do, guys, I know we're running a little short on time. I do have a bunch more slides in terms of like how to break down that targeting even more and just explain like each one. But what I might do is I might just jump forward and because I kind of went through it there, like did like a live demo with you guys, which was kind of fun. But let me ask you, who thinks that you guys know how to target who it is that you're looking for on, or, you know, have a better idea of who you target on YouTube?
I'd like to see that in a bit more detail, and I'm good for time. I've got a full pizza inside me.
All right, we can go for time. All right, well, I'll keep going then. So in terms of like genuine, sorry, Nick, I'm going a bit longer than I normally would, so apologies there.
Nick wants the pizza, he didn't get any.
All right, so by popular demand, I'll get this dialed in. So if we were going to dial in on genuine interest, how would we put this all together? Basically, look, this is what it looks like in the back of YouTube ads. Okay, so here, for example, I'm going to use two examples. One is how I would market my business. And the other one is for a client that we use that did bodybuilding. Okay. So like an e-commerce and a coaching thing at the same time, because I usually find that most people are sitting one of those two service-based or product-based businesses roles. So for example, here, if I was to target people who are looking for business services or marketing, I can go straight out to topics of people who are interested in marketing and sales. Okay. They work really well for what it is that we're doing. So if you're in business coaching, consulting, any of that, they're like really good top level topics you can do. The other one that we have here is, you know, if we were to target people by interest, again, find their interest, and then you would come into the back of Google Ads and you would YouTube ads or Google ads and find the one that suited you there. Life events. So this is what it looks like in the back of Google Ads. So targeting people who, you know, may be doing a job change, marriage, starting a business, those sorts of things. Now, this one's really cool. This is more like pick your own adventure. Okay. So maybe you haven't got a predefined one in there, but what you can do is you can actually go out to people who are having the purchase intentions of buying your products or services. Who thinks that's fun, right? So being able to, you know, create, you know, maybe you're into, you know, yoga or something really specific type of yoga, for example, and, you know, you wanted to get down into that, then you could break down just into that particular type. So, you know, strength training might be different from, you know, muscle building, for example. So getting really specific for that, particularly when you're selling supplements, that's really important. So, you know, being mindful of like, yes, there's a top layer one, but I want to dial that in even further. This is perfect for that. Next one here is similar audiences. So who, let me know in the chat, who here knows what the lookalike audiences are in Facebook? Who's dealt with that before? Just give us a yay or a one if you know what that is. Now, if you don't know what that is, basically what Facebook will do is they'll find people similar to you and you call them lookalike. Now, what's nice in Google is they literally find people who are similar to you and call it similar audiences, and they actually work. Okay. Now, you can't create these are created for you. And I think that's why they're so good, because they're very specific. So you'll have to get a few conversions up or a few people visit your page before there's enough data for them to create that audience of that. So for example, we've got people here, this is some of ours, people who are similar to people who viewed our videos, people who viewed our ads in the last 7 days, people who visit our website, people who are similar to our email list, so on and so on and so on. And we can go out and target those people within a, you know, an audience and go from there. Okay. Fantastic. Now, yeah, who'd like Google's AI to find people similar to the people who buy your stuff, basically is what that is. Okay. Now, finding people with the means to invest. So that's really like our top layer, genuine interest. You can see the top screen. So that's how to target those top layers. The next one you want to do is target people with the means to invest. So this is people with that genuine interest, with enough money to make that work. So we can see here, this is a great place to start. Some people like to do this by company size. Like if they're just chasing corporates, for example, they're looking for people who are part of corporates who work for a large employer. Like they're not looking for people who work for you know, a very, very small company. They might want to target the top 10% of people who have over 10,000 employees. Okay. So 10% of income owners. So it's a really good way of getting, like for executive coaches and things like that. That works really well. Now, the next one we have here is household income. So again, being able to target people by how much money they make is a total game changer. But what a lot of people don't realize is you can also do it by location. So you can do suburb, country, state, and just dial down even like a 50-kilometer radius. You know, so if you had a very local business, you're able to dial in really, really tight. Does that make sense so far? Just give us a yay. And I've been talking for a little while. If there's any questions, let me know. Just give us a little yay in the chat so I know that you're all still with me. Yep. Cool. Fantastic. So finding people who are ready to buy. So this is our last one. This is the coolest thing ever, getting in front of people who have these intent purchases, okay? Intent actions to purchase. So what do they look like in the back of Google Ads and how do you build them? Well, first up, we have our SEO and SEM services. So for us, these are people who are looking at in market for buying ads, okay? So if I'm an agency or if I'm teaching people how to do YouTube ads or whatever, do you think that I would be interested in finding people who are looking for or paying for ads? Okay. So for me, that's really cool. Now, what's in your industry, what in-market categories could you go out to where people are literally looking for your service straight away? Okay. And that's the power of in-market. It basically is all of Google's AI, putting people into categories to find the people that you're looking for. Now, targeting search intent. Now, this is really fun. So this is people who have searched for these terms on Google, and you can type in long tail keywords if you want. So super long tail. I want to just target people who are looking for this particular thing, okay, which is really powerful. So for example, how to, instead of just strength building, how to gain muscle, or best bodybuilding diet, or best bodybuilding program. Anyone searching those things, and then they see my ad when they go to YouTube at a quarter of the price of what they're paying on Google search, okay? Total game changer in terms of intent traffic. Now, video placements. Remember we talked about ethically stealing or hijacking your competitors' traffic? This is where you can literally go and find any particular YouTube video that you can think of and put this in there. Now, there's some cool softwares and things you can use for this, but the one in the back of Google Ads is actually a great place to get started if you're just getting started. Being able to go and find, who'd like to find the top 10 videos in your space and just put ads on that, okay? This is exactly what it does. So you put a search word into into YouTube, grab the top 10 videos in your space and show people to ads who are looking for that, okay, in front of that content, which is really cool. Now, the next thing that you can do is custom URLs. So for our bodybuilding client, we can get out in front of people who are literally visiting sites like bodybuilding.com, muscleandcleanandfitness.com, or Men's Health, okay? So who are the websites and who are the big industry players in your space that your client are searching for? So here's a pro tip for all my coaches and people and those sorts of things out there. If you're a coach that's targeting other coaches or things like that, like wanting to work with other business owners and things, doing things like targeting, so say ClickFunnels, if everyone's familiar with ClickFunnels, but not the ClickFunnels page, targeting the ClickFunnels login page, okay? Or a CRM login page like Keep or Entreport or Infusion. That way you're only dealing with entrepreneurs or business owners who can afford a CRM, right? So you can get really, really creative with what websites people are visiting and create some awesome audiences that no one else has probably thought about if you sit down and put that together. Is that making sense, everyone? Cool. Oh, thanks, Margarita, saying I'm not just a pretty face. I'll take being a pretty face though. So, but that's cool. So yeah, that works really well, really nice. Now, channel placements, being able to ethically hijack our competitors' traffic as well. So this channels, this work is really fun. So I think I spoke before about if you're a coach or consultant, being able to go out on big channels. But think about it, even if you're a smaller business or an e-com business or something like that, like what channels are there out there that people are literally, there's hundreds of thousands of views or subscribers on those, or millions of subscribers that you're able to then go and put your ad straight in front of. And someone else has already done the hard work building the community and the audience, and you're able to just go straight in there with your ad, okay? Yeah, so cool. So here's another one. Apps are fantastic, like, because these are things people are actually using on their phone. So in our bodybuilding example, we have the home workout, gym workout, body fit, training, coaching, all of that sort of stuff is really, really fun. Now, in terms of keyword targeting on YouTube, if you just wanted to get in front of people who are targeting on YouTube, here's a fun free tool. I don't know, maybe Nick's already featured this one before, but if not, it is really cool. It's called vidIQ. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to actually see the search volume on YouTube, which is difficult. Okay, trying to find out how much searches are happening on YouTube searches. There's another tool as well called TubeBuddy. They both have free options. I'm a big fan of vidIQ, so I would probably start there. And it'll totally change the way you look at YouTube forever once you install it on your Chrome browser. So check that one out. Now, once you've got some cool keywords, you can then go to the back of Google or YouTube ads and build them out on here, which works really nicely. And then you can target people on YouTube who are just searching those phrases, okay? Think about, the good thing with YouTube is think about like, what are you the solution for in terms of how to, okay? Cool, so roadmap. So that's pretty much like how to build your ads, how to target your people, and how to layer out your campaigns in terms of having that top level interest, can they afford your products and ads, and how to build it in the back of the YouTube ads platform. Is that all making sense so far? Just give us a yay if you've got that. And then this next thing I'm going to share with you, if you thought that was cool, is literally the coolest thing of this whole presentation. So yes, yes, yes. Thanks, Margarita. Michael, cool. 2 people thought it's cool. That's awesome. Tamara, thanks. Appreciate it. So what I want to do now, guys, there we go. Everyone else found the chat box. Nice. So what I want to do now, guys, is move into omnipresent retargeting. Who likes the idea of never leaving a sale behind? And this is exactly what we're going to be showing you how to do. Now, we do that with what's called the, with the Google Display Network. We call it universal retargeting, right? Now, who's seen these annoying banner ads pop up on websites when they go and look at stuff? Maybe you've gone to book a cruise, or you've gone to Gumtree, you look at a product or a service or something, and then you just notice everywhere you go, you see these banner ads pop up on websites that you go through, okay? These are fantastic. And if you're not doing them, you need to be doing them like right now, okay? And here's why, okay? It doesn't matter if we use them only for retargeting. So if you're sending traffic from email or social media or Facebook, who cares? Being able to retarget people with these banners is totally next level. Now, because you only pay when you click, who would like to be totally front of mind in people's face all the time? If they've visited your stuff, they know who you are, and you only pay when they click on your stuff. Okay, this is the power of the banner remarketing. Okay, now I literally get on calls with people, or have people come to our events or whatever, that are literally like, hey man, I couldn't take it anymore. You got me in Woolworths the other day and I've come to your stuff. Okay, or I'll get on a call with someone and they'll say, honestly, it's like God was telling me to make this call with you. You are absolutely everywhere. Okay, and they're the sort of conversations you want to be having with people who come into your business, right? Now, the other fun fact, it covers 90% of internet users, so there is literally nowhere for them to hide once they enter your stuff. And this has the best return on ad spend of any platform we use, and we use them all, right? So for example, if you're getting a minimum 3 to 5 return on ad spend, which you should be in YouTube advertising, okay, you will get like double or triple that with your remarketing, okay? So if you're looking for like a 6 or a 10x times return on your advertising, this is what it looks like, because it's free until they click. And if they already know your stuff, it's way better than any video remarketing that you'll do on YouTube or video remarketing that you'll do on Facebook. Cool. So who here is going out there to figure out how to build out omnipresent remarketing with Display Network after this chat? Okay. Hopefully all your hands should be up having a look at that one. Okay. So like I said, a few industries that we work with, obviously we've worked with all sorts of different industries, top to bottom, from e-com to service-based businesses to high-end ticket coaches and consultants to events. We've had the opportunity to be working with heaps of different people. Again, here's just some of the examples of people that we've worked with. I won't bore them with you again. I think you guys get a bit of the idea. Here's basically our YouTube ad success roadmap. What I wanted to share with you is how to do the scaling, okay? Now, with Facebook ads, if you've ever tried to scale Facebook ads, you finally get something working and you've redone your ad 5 times to get there. The next problem that you're going to have is you can only really increase like 10, 20% a day or something like that. And then you've got to beat ad fatigue to really scale it out. Now, when I'm talking about scaling, I'm talking about going from like maybe like $50 a day to like $2,000 a day or something, okay? Because you've got something that works. Now, that's a painful process on Facebook because it has things like ad fatigue. Who'd like to come to a platform where there is no ad fatigue, okay? And that's what happens on YouTube. You don't have ad fatigue. You don't have any of that drama. We've got clients we've been running ads for over 6 months, and they've still got the same results they were getting 6 months ago. We've had none of our clients lose their ad accounts or have their ads disapproved, okay? Like, these are all dramas that most people have to live through on a daily that you just don't have on the YouTube ad platform, okay? So in terms of being able to scale, you can go from like low numbers like that, like $100 a day or something like that, to thousands of dollars a day within a week or two, very, very easily, okay? Which is pretty much uncommon everywhere else. So if you've got something that's working, you really want to scale, YouTube is the platform for you. And probably one last fun fact on that before I move on is no one comments on your ads on YouTube. So for me, that's absolutely amazing. Now, I guess at this point, you've probably got a decision to make. Look, do I waste all my own precious time and resources putting this together, hoping and praying to figure it all out? Or do I get a proven system that gets real results, creating millions of dollars in sales, and shortcut that process? Let us know, raise a hand who's up for the shortcut to make that all come together, or even finding out if that's profitable, right? Now, the road to success here is to really make sure that YouTube ads can be used to grow your business, okay? Everyone looks at traffic like it's this one big magic bullet, but you have to have a sales process that works, okay? So to do that, we can help you work that out either on a YouTube ad strategy call, if that's something that you're interested in, or if you like, you can book in for our 3-day event where we're literally going to build this out. Now, what's really fun I'll put the link to both of these in the chat because I don't know if I've actually done that yet. What's really fun is the workshop is going to be really cool. We'll literally have a workbook, and I have a bit of a door prize on this as well coming up soon, but you'll basically get a full workbook to map this out. Who'd like to create their own ads and help us actually map it out with you as we go through, and also help you do some really cool stuff in terms of targeting and build out your campaigns. That's what we do at the workshops. It is really fun. Strategy call, what we do on those is we pretty much go over, is your business profitable and how could you build your campaigns? Because that's really important to us. We do need to make sure that you can get a minimum 3 times return on ad spend. So workshop is this weekend. It's the only one we have for the year. So if you want to come check it out. The room is going to be capped to 50 people. I think we're already at like 37 or something crazy. We've got a couple of people who are looking at joining. So the reason that we want to do that is because we want to make sure that we can just really help people in the room. Will was saying, is it virtual as well? No, it's not. It's just live. And there's a reason for that, because we want to be able to work individually with everyone in the room. It's very much an implementation event. Okay. So if you wanted to check that out, we are doing 2-for-1 tickets for $47 if you want to come have a look. Now, this is not a sales event. We don't actually sell anything at the event. You will get the full system to put it together. The only thing that we do is we'll give you the opportunity to work with us after the event or book a call with us to have an application call. That's pretty much it. If we think you're a good fit and you like what we do, then we may ask you to join us in. That's pretty much it. No, we're not planning one in Melbourne at the moment. Time for the conference each day is 9 to 5. So it is a full day and it's going to be full on. So if you like what I've shared with you in an hour, I'm going to blow your mind in 3 days. So come along, check it out. It is 9 to 5 each day from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we'll literally be building out your YouTube advertising as we go. Now, if you are from Melbourne or Sydney, or you can't make it, or from Perth, like someone like me, and you can't make it, look, we do have YouTube ad strategy calls. It'll go for about 45 minutes, but we're going to work out, like, will YouTube ads work for you? Okay, that's really important. Like I said at the beginning, you need to know if YouTube ads or paid advertising is going to work for you before you spend money on ads. What a lot of people make the mistake of is they just go throw money at ads, hoping their business is going to work before they figure this out. Okay, so if you just got that, who likes the idea of just knowing that it was going to, like, paid ads would work for them before they spent money on ads? Okay, like if you just got that, that would totally change your world. So rock up to that. That is 45-minute call. We'll go over exactly the numbers in your business and how that works. We'll show you what is the most profitable thing to market. So the problem we have is with most coaches and also e-com people is they'll have 3 or 4 different offers and they don't know which one's most profitable. Okay, we see that all the time. So making sure that you've got the right offer to the right people that's going to be the most profitable makes a big difference. So other than that, you do need to be able to make sure that you get a minimum 3 times return on your ad budget. Okay, that's the minimum baseline. And that's why we give away so much value at the front end, because we want people to get there, because we know that's where we can really help people going forward. So again, not a sales call. It's basically where we go over your business, have a look at it, make sure that it's going to work. People usually love that we've helped them in some way and asked to work with us if we think you're a good fit. And we may ask you to join our community and go from there. That's pretty much both of the options. So pick your own adventure, guys. Which way you want to go there? If you've got any questions at all, type them into the chat, and look forward to helping you guys in any way that I can. Also, for the resources, I do have all those resources that I'm going to be sending through to you guys for staying to the end, all of the above. You will get the calculators. You can work through them by yourself, but if you wanted to jump on a call with us to help you do it, that's totally free. And then, of course, we have all the script writing templates and all the same audience list that I showed you guys on the call. All of that I'm going to be sending to you guys as well. Plus, I do recommend you guys just get started with this. Literally, you can get started with YouTube ads for free. There's $600 worth of ad credit on the table. What's it going to cost you for getting this happening? Okay, not a lot, right? So just get out there, start doing something with YouTube ads, because honestly, it's the future in terms of like paid ad platforms and going forward. And you want to really be rewarded for getting in early on it. So again, thank you for watching. I'm just going to share with you guys a link to all the resources in the chat. I think Nick's going to send it through to you guys as well. So if you've got any questions, now is the time. Type them in and I look forward to answering them best that I can. So let me grab this link. Anyone with link, copy. Cool. So there's a question here from Michael, which I'll read out. Cool. Scenario: I'm a one-man operation, one-man business. I create campaign and it's successful beyond what I anticipate. I get far more interest clicks than I'm expected, so it costs me dollars. I cannot scale to take advantage of the leads. So what I'm saying is no potential to clients because I can't scale the business or do so rapidly. But at the same time, it's cost me dollars I can't afford creating debt. So here's the thing. That's what I would call a sales-based problem. Okay. So you can have two types of businesses in your, two types of problems in your business. One is a sales-based problem, like you've got too many sales and you have to deal with it. The other one is I don't have enough sales and I need to figure out how to get sales and I need to deal with it. Okay. So the thing about being a business owner is you're going to have problems whichever way you go. I suggest that you definitely have the latter, which is sales-based problems. Okay. Now, what I would do if you are just a one-person coach or business, I'm not sure exactly what small business that you have, is look at some ways of being able to scale either horizontally or vertically. And I think that's probably going to be more easier for you in the long run. I don't know exactly what business that you run, Michael, but I'm happy to have a chat with you and help you have a look at that. And yeah, go from there.
Yeah, thanks. It was just a general sort of a question. Now I do sort of website things as a side hustle, so to speak. But
yeah,
I guess with the YouTube thing, is there it's not like I mean, I know you pay for clicks and that sort of thing, but I presume that there's some sort of cap that you can put on spending so that once you've spent a certain amount, it doesn't sort of.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really know how that works. That's all.
100%. And that's why knowing your numbers is really important. So if you go through like those calculators that I've sent you, it's the first thing I want you guys to have a look at. Is you can work out like, okay, so the business can only grow to this amount. We need X amount of leads to make that work. The budget for that's going to be maybe $100, $200 or whatever it is. So you know the outcome before you spend the money. You know, if you guys have ever read The Art of War, like, you know, the battle's won before you set foot on the battlefield, right? So, and it should be the same with your ads. Like, we're putting this much money in, we should be getting this result. Okay. And that's probably how I look at it. So if you can't scale upwards, you can't go past that, just know at what level you can grow to, if that makes sense, Michael.
Yeah, it does.
Cool.
Thanks. Thank you.
No, that's all right. It's Reed. We'll consider coming to the 3-day workshop this weekend. Thanks, Jane. Yeah, look forward to seeing you there if you come down. If you can though, like if you guys can do me a solid, if you're thinking about coming down, you can do that sooner rather than later, because we do have catering that we're organizing, like there's free morning tea and stuff. And my events manager will hell love it if you guys like give her a day's notice before all booking in on the Thursday to come on the Friday. Plus we're printing all the workbooks off as well. I run lead gen ads to free training strategy call. That is a good strategy for YouTube. Yes, absolutely, Margarita. Honestly, the free training to a strategy call is probably one of the most profitable coaching or consulting funnels out there at the moment, other than paid ads, other than paid events. So, yep, I reckon that works really well. Most of our clients, well, a lot of our coaches or clients run that for sure. So, wish I could, but I'm still in Scotland. More pizza. Yep, for sure. I could definitely go some pizza. What else we got? I think that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you everyone for your kind words. If you've got any other questions, type them in. And Nick, is there anything else that I should add or go from there?
Sensational. No, that was an incredibly valuable download that you've given us today. Lots and lots of stuff in chat. So obviously some budding YouTube advertisers, I think there. So yeah, thanks very much for that. That's awesome.
All right. My pleasure.
And I think, so you got those, so we've got the link there to Google Drive. So now is a good time for everybody to save the chat because you'll get the links to the workbook, to the scripts and things that Ben was giving away, and links to everything else as well too. But we also have our special draw tonight, which Ben is offering. What are you offering tonight, Ben, for someone?
So tonight, who is thinking, look, I'd love to come to the workshop, but I'm in Scotland or Melbourne or wherever, but would actually love to have the full playbook that we cover at the workshop, which gives you all the templates and all the things to build out your ads and actually make all that work. Okay. I'm not giving this away to anywhere else except for people who are coming to the workshop. So I thought I'd do Nick a solid, and I understand that I'll give this away to one special person on the thing, and I'll even throw in like a free strategy call to implement what's on here as well. So that'd be fun.
Awesome. Well, I see lots of me's in the chat there. So obviously a valuable thing. Well, let's draw that. We have our special way of drawing it as ever. Everyone's name is in the wheel of names. And of course, you have to be here to win. So if anyone's disappeared and
go the Blues.
and you don't sort of say anything, then we draw it again. All right, let's have a drum roll, please, and we'll spin the wheel. See who our lucky winner is tonight. And it would be, oh, look at that, eh? Paul Sheaf.
Well, there you go.
How good is that, eh?
I said go the Blues.
Of all the people.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
There you
Awesome.
go.
Look forward to talking with you, Paul.
And what better person to actually win that than someone who is right into producing videos for people as well too. So
the thing is that being a professional video producer, it's really left field to grasp what you've been saying, Ben, but I had never thought of using YouTube or SpewTube, as I often call it, for advertising on, because I've got hundreds and hundreds of videos, but they're all of other people because they are my clients. And that's not an advertising thing. So a totally different headspace that you've put me in tonight.
Oh, cool. Now, one thing I didn't share, actually, it might be really good for you, Paul, is things like campaigns that we run for like brand awareness as well. So we'll have a couple of like big corporates who want just brand awareness. And you can get cents, like literally views for cents on the dollar around like content. So if you've got some cool YouTube content, you want to blow up your channel, this works really well. We've had the privilege of actually working with some rap artists in the US, actually, which is fun, and just blowing up their YouTube channels in terms of like content and views and things like that, right? And so if you've got good content, the other, like I know I've talked a lot of like cost per action type marketing tonight, but you can actually get like massive reach to a very defined audience very, very quickly with really good content. So yeah, that might be something we have a chat about as well.
Yeah, good.
awesome, excellent. Well, that is an excellent win. So thanks very much for coming along tonight, Ben, and how opportune that it's only a couple of days before your event. I'm planning to be there, and look forward to seeing some of everyone else there as well.
Cool. I have your workbook already, Nick. So the other one I was going to say is, look, guys, if it is something you can't make the event, I totally understand. Anyone who books in from here, I'll actually do the sales call with you guys. So I won't give you to one of my other humans. So if you want to jump on and let me have a look over what it is that you're doing and jump in for a free strategy call, you guys can do that as well if you've missed out on the book. So very cool.
Actually, do we have the link in chat for that? Well, I think you dropped it in, didn't you?
I'll put it in again. This is just the straight link
again at the end there.
Yeah, so I'll just put it just here at the end. So that's the link just to book. So that will come through to me, that one, if you wanted to do that. And then I'll put in the event as well. Oh, if I can find it. That one there. One sec.
On my screen, it comes up as both, so you can do the strategy.
Yeah, you can do both if you've got that one. But
yeah, that's one that you put in before
earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Then how will you know if we book into that but we can't go
To the workshop or to the call?
to the call? Is that the call?
Yeah.
Right,
So there's a
any
call.
case.
So there's two there. So there's, if you book in for a call, it's like a calendar. You just pick a time you're available.
Oh, okay.
And it'll work out my schedule. I think I'm pretty much booked out for this next week. So it'll probably be next week. So I've made sure that it's my calendar that's attached to this one. And so if you wanted to have a chat, you could do that. If you wanted to come to the event, then you can register for that too. So, but yeah, if you book in for a call, basically you just pick a time that suits you and yeah, go from there. So.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you very much. Well, let's give Ben a rousing round of applause. So thank you for that.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. It's been my pleasure. So
It's been our pleasure too. All right. Well, look, thanks everyone for coming along. If you did enjoy tonight's session, it will be up on the Smash Go YouTube channel tomorrow, funnily enough. Maybe we should be running some ads to the workshop in front of that as well too. So that'll be up tomorrow afternoon. The link to the YouTube channel is now in chat, so good idea to go and subscribe to it. And when you do subscribe, you'll see a little bell that pops up. If you click that bell, then you'll get a notification as soon as it's there and it's ready. But apart from that, we will see you back same time, same channel next week on Tuesday. Don't forget daylight savings. Remember, there is now sort of time differences all over the country and all over the world, in fact, with these daylight savings things. So yeah, look forward to seeing you then, and have a great evening.